Things are kind of looking up for the boys here. Chapter 24 is our next chapter. It's entitled The Leader. The next day, Nathan came over and actually copied down the Warrior Kid code, word for word. He asked questions about working out and how to study. We even made some flashcards for some vocabulary words that we were supposed to learn over the summer. The last week of camp was great. We did all kinds of cool projects and sports, and the camp counselors even let me show some basic of jiu-jitsu to the class. It was awesome. Then suddenly on Sunday morning, it was time for Uncle Jake to head back to college. We did one more workout together early in the morning. This time we did 200 pull-ups. It was crazy. It was even crazier than in the beginning of last summer. I couldn't even do one. Once we were done working out, Uncle Jake sat in my room while I was cleaning it up. "So what did you learn this summer?" he asked. "A ton," I said. "Like what?" he asked again. "Well, I learned to control my temper," I said with a smile. "Yes, you learned about that. What else?" "I learned about taking care of my gear, and that includes how to completely break down and refurbish a bike, or two bikes to be exact." Yes, that's a good lesson too." "What else?" Uncle Jake asked. "I learned about hard work and business and how to be frugal and save my money." "Yep, that's true and very important. But what else did you learn?" "The jiu-jitsu tournaments are nothing to be afraid of, and that I'm actually pretty good at them." "Yep, you learned that too, Mark. But what else?" I wasn't quite sure what Uncle Jake was getting at. "I learned not to let things like name-calling bother me, and how to take the power away from an insult by simply laughing at it." "Yes, Mark, you learned that too, but you're missing the most important lesson from the summer." I racked my brain, but I couldn't think of anything. So I told Uncle Jake, "I'm not sure. Can you tell me?" "Okay," he said, "let me give you a hint. What do you think about Nathan?" "What about Nathan? I think he's a great kid. I like him a lot." "Did you like him before?" "No, I didn't." "Why not?" Uncle Jake asked. "Well, because he was kind of a jerk." "What changed him?" I wasn't sure what Uncle Jake meant by this. "What changed him?" I asked back. "Yeah," he said again, "what changed him? What made him start acting nice? What put him on the path to being a warrior kid?" I thought about it for a while, and then I thought I realized what Jake was getting at. "Was it me?" I asked nervously. Uncle Jake nodded his head. "Yep. Yes, it was you. That is the biggest lesson of the summer. You learned to lead, and you learned the power of being a leader. Your positive influence on Nathan will impact his whole life, everything, and that is what a leader does. A leader helps people without expecting anything in return, and that's what you did, Mark. You led Nathan down the right path, the warrior path, and you did it for him, not for you. I'm proud of you, Mark, because that's what warriors do. Warriors lead." I walked back over to my Warrior Kid code, which I had sitting on my desk. I read through it again. Line 9, which said, "I'm a warrior kid," seemed to be missing something. I picked a pen up off the desk and added, "and I am a leader," to that line. I held it up and showed it to Uncle Jake. He nodded his head. "Perfect," he said. "You are a leader." "Yes, I am," I said. Uncle Jake packed up the last of his gear and we headed for the airport. We didn't say much on the way there. My mom asked some questions about classes he would be taking, and he talked through some of them. I was sad once again that Uncle Jake was leaving, but at the same time I felt good. though I wasn't quite sure why. When we got to the airport, we got out of the car, and I went to say goodbye to him. He looked me square in the eye and said, "It feels good, doesn't it? It feels good to lead people down the path. I led you down the path last year. Now you led Nathan, and you will lead others, Mark. That's your new mission. You will lead others." "I will, Uncle Jake. I will." And with that, he shook my head and headed toward the terminal to catch his plane. My leader was gone. But it didn't matter as much this time, because I was the leader now. And that's the end of Marc's mission. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to it as much as I did reading it to you. There are some lessons in there. I hope you picked up on one or two of them. Today is the last day of school, and I think you guys are going to have a great summer. I hope that you enjoy 5th grade next year with Miss Slama. She's a very nice lady and an excellent teacher, and I know you guys are going to do great. And I guess with that, it's time for me to sign off.